personally well played. Congratulations.
Thanks, man.
You must have been pretty pleased the way you came back and got into South Africa's face, as you said you would at the end after a very difficult first day.
Yeah, I think the team showed a lot of character after day one. Wish we had a bit of play on that washout day, but yeah, look, I think the boys deserve a lot of credit for their attitudes more than anything else. Our intent was the way it needs to be when you're playing against such a good team. I think the way Ed Cowan batted and Michael Hussey batted, they certainly showed that intent. And our attitude was spot on today with the ball. We're quite aggressive with our approach. I think we bowled a lot better today. And yeah, we seem to get better throughout the Test match. So a lot of positives come out of this Test for us. Unfortunately, we didn't get a win, but we can certainly use the momentum, I guess, that we take from this game and hopefully take it into Adelaide.
Michael, can you just talk us through the timing of your declaration and did you give any thought yesterday to declaring behind at all?
I did, yeah, but I thought with the wicket, I thought it was going to be tough if we had to chase 250, 280 on that wicket on the last day. I thought our best chance of winning was, especially the way Michael Hussey was playing, we were scoring quite quickly last night. I thought our best chance was to get a lead, come out this morning and be as positive as we could and then give ourselves enough time, I guess, in the game to try and take 9 wickets. Yeah, unfortunately we didn't have enough time, but like I say, full credit to the bowlers. I thought they worked really hard today, and it is positive that we're able to get the South African top order out again.
Michael, sort of extraordinarily 4 wickets off no balls. I mean, is there... you, of course, benefited from one of them, but yeah. Can you see any way that they can be eliminated from Australia's game, or at least reduced?
We think there should be a hefty fine every time we bowl a no-ball front foot in our team, as a batter. Look, I guess for there to be so many, there must have been reasons, and I know all the bowlers had difficulty with, I guess, their rhythm. Yeah, the pitch is actually quite high compared to where you run in, so if you start your jump on top of the pitch, generally you're over the front line for a lot of the guys with quite long delivery strides. But if you start your jump behind the start of the pitch, they seem to fall a long way short and their rhythm doesn't feel great. So I'm making excuses for them, but yeah, look, I guess I haven't seen that before in a Test match, that's for sure. It's an area that we can certainly look at. I know we've been quite disciplined with our no-ball front foots. We work hard at training on not bowling no-ball front foots, and we'll continue to do that in Adelaide's preparation, that's for sure.
On that, do you think, I mean, it seems like every time there's an appeal to front foot no ball, it's checked. I mean, is that a good thing that we're looking at, or does it mean that others are going?
I think it makes sense. That's for sure. I think any time you bowl a no-ball front foot, it should be picked up. The umpires on the ground are doing their best, that's for sure. They're probably just making extra sure, I guess, when a wicket falls. So, yeah, I'd rather see them picked up than guys bowling the no-balls and still getting away with a wicket, especially being a batsman.
Michael, you said your bowlers were aggressive. There was a couple of good exchanges out there with Paddo and Siddle and that. Can you talk us through any of those? What was said?
Not at all. Don't know what you're talking about. No, look, I think it was all friendly banter. I think both teams, I know Smitty was having a good laugh and Paddo was doing the same. Like I said before the Test, I think you got 2 very competitive teams that want to have success and both teams are going to push hard. But we both teams understand where the line is, and I'm pretty sure nobody overstepped that mark today or throughout the Test match. I think the game was played in really good spirit. We know we're up against a tough opposition, and I think both teams played the right way.
Can I just ask you about Pattinson in general? He seemed from the outside to be your best bowler. What did you make of his performance in general? Yeah,
he came back really well after day one. I thought all the bowlers did. I don't want to take credit away from anyone. The wicket was pretty good to bat on, that's for sure. So, like I say, to be able to get South Africans' top order out on 2 occasions is a real positive for us.
Sure. Michael, back here.
Sorry, Matt.
Do you think it's fair to say you have the psychological advantage heading to Adelaide over the South Africans?
I want to say yes, but look, conditions are a lot different. At the end of the day, there's no result in this Test match. We have to win the series to go back to being the number 1 Test team in the world. So, we're going to do our best to push for a win at every opportunity. Like I say, conditions are a lot different in Adelaide. We just need to make sure we're as well prepared as we were for this Test match, but we need to execute better on day one of the test, whether that's with the bat or with the ball.
Sorry, just to back up, a speculation about this auditioning for the Adelaide Test between Hilton House and Siddle. Is that on the money, or are you happy with what the bowlers have got?
I think that's a long way from on the money.
Michael, past Australian teams are taking great pride in really taking down opposition captains when they tour Australia. Graham Smith, you mentioned the performance against the top order, but in particular he was out twice cheaply in the game and probably didn't really have much influence. That's obviously a good thing in that, I mean, if you take the captain down, the rest of the team can go down as well, I guess.
It's certainly not something that I'm focused on, all the team's focused on. We need to get 10 wickets, he's one. Or we need to get 20 wickets and he's two. So, yeah, it's nice he made no runs in this test match. He's a huge player for them and has been a great player for a long period of time. We have plans to him and we'll try and execute those as well as we can for the second test as well because, like I say, when South Africa has success, he generally plays a big part. So, yeah, the least amount of runs we can give Graham throughout the whole series, I think the better chance we have of having success, that's for sure.
Michael, can you just clarify what's happening for Adelaide? Will you take the same 12 or do you anticipate that you might have a look at changes to the squad? And when will that happen, do you think?
I haven't even been in the change room yet, so I have absolutely no idea. Yeah, I need to firstly have a shower and then I'll organise to talk to the selectors, I'd imagine either tonight, tomorrow, over the next few days. I think we've got 4 days back home before we head to Adelaide, so I'm sure that that'll happen over the next couple of days, that conversation anyway, but I haven't had time to think about it.
Jim? Michael, James Pattinson's only had 6 tests, but he's looking like very much a long-term sort of spearhead for you. Have you been pleased with his development, I guess?
Yeah, I've been pleased. I've been very pleased with all the bowlers, but again, I don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves. Like you say, he's played 6 test matches. Pato's enjoying being out there and playing, to be honest, being on the park. Yeah, I've said for a while we've got plenty of talent. It's now about performance with the ball. It's about guys actually being fit and firing at the right time. This is a great test for our quicks. We're playing against, like I say, a very good batting team, as we did against India last summer. And yeah, it's been a good start for us, especially after day one.
Michael, you mentioned that no one crossed the line today or anything, but with a bullish young guy like James Pattinson, do you sort of need to be talking to him on the field just to make sure that the aggression, is directed in the right way?
No, Pato knows the rules. Like all the bowlers, I think the aggression, the intent is a big part of the way we play our best cricket. And I certainly don't want to stop that, but we understand there's a line and you can go to the line, but you can't overstep it. Simple as that.